Alright guys, welcome to this video on Emacs. So we are going to be walking you through how to give you guidance on how to resolve these tasks. Okay, please, I will advise before I begin, ensure you try out this yourself. If you then have challenges, then you can now watch this video. Please try it yourself to build your muscle so that you can at least know what you are doing, not just copying what others have done. All right, let's first look at these questions for the quiz. What does M shortcut stand for? The answer to that would be alternative and meta. Then buffer, this one is true. Then this is false. You can only have one buffer. This is false. In Emacs, what does C stand for? Stand for control. Alright, that will be that. Let's move straight into the task. Okay, look at task 0. It says create your own directory, and it said navigate to the root directory and create a directory named 0 times 02 Emacs. Alright, this is what we are going to be working on. Okay, this is what we are going to be working on. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my sandbox. For me, I just prefer using one sandbox route. Okay, it's all the same thing. Okay, instead of getting sandbox for each of the tasks, we are going to be using just one single sandbox for all the tasks in this particular video. Okay, so I'll go ahead. So get a sandbox. First, let me just copy this because I'm going to use it to create a directory. Alright, so get a sandbox, web terminal. Alright, so first let's cd into the root directory. Alright, let's print our working directory. Alright, we are in the root directory. Okay, so they ask us to create a directory called 0 times 02 Emacs _Emacs. So to create a directory, you use mkdir, which stands for make directory. So make directory, I paste that. Meanwhile, you use Ctrl AV to paste in your terminal. So I'm going to be creating this directory. Okay, so press enter. Alright, so let me see if that was done correctly. Alright, so you can see that this is the directory we just created. Okay, so I think make directory and create the directory. Okay, I think that will be that for the first task. We have done that. We have created the directory. So let us check our code. Let's check our code. You ready? Let's check. Start a new test. Alright, so it's all checked now. This is correct. So let's close this and move to the next task. Okay, we are in task 1, opening. Okay, opening. So the question is, what is the command to open a file from within Emacs? And write the answer into the file this. Okay, then you can validate if the format of your answer is correct by displaying the file information. So what's the command to open a file within Emacs? Okay, let's go back to our terminal. Then if you once you know the command, they said write the answer to this. This is the root directory, the directory we created, and this file. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal. All right, so I believe we are in the root directory. So they want us to, they said what's the command to, opening a file in Emacs. Then when you know it, then you write the answer into the file called opening. So first we are going to create that file using the command touch. So touch opening. Okay, I think I have. Okay, let's just see. Okay, I think, okay, let's cd into the 0.02 Emacs directory. So we are going to change directory 0. You can use, meanwhile you can use the arrow key to select. I don't think we have that. Let's just cd into 0.02 Emacs. Sometimes I use this Emacs. Sorry about that. Emacs. All right. Cd into the Emacs directory. No such file. Please. Okay, let's go again. Cd into the root directory. I think we are the root directory. Then cd into the Emacs directory. Just a second, please. Let's ls the root directory. I think that's there. That's that. Copy that. Let's cd into that. Okay, all right. We are now in the Emacs directory. I don't know why it was not. It was not wanting to work, but we are now in the Emacs directory. So we are going to create the file called opening. I'm going to use the touch command to create a file. To create a file, you use touch. So I'm going to touch opening to create that file. So that's that. Then the instructions went for that to say we are going to write the command to open a file into this directory, and inside this file. Do you understand that? So the command will be written here. So since we have created our file, we are going to use, what do you think we should use? Do you have an answer? We use echo. We use echo to output that into the opening file that we created. So echo, then what is the Emacs command for opening? Please follow carefully. That will be C. That will be capital letter C space X. Then another capital C. F. Then I'll write that into the file I created, which is opening. You get that? This is the command to do that. That's the command to do that. Echo that into the opening file which I created. So press enter. So that's that. We are done with that task. So let's just go and check if we are correct. Let's check if we are correct. Let's run this. Alright, we are correct. That's all checked. So I'm going to close this, then we'll move to the next task. The next task is saving. So they're asking us, let's read the question. What is the command to save a file? Okay, to save a file, what is the command? Then if you know the answer, then write that it will this file inside this directory. Do you get that? You're writing that into the save file which is inside this directory, the Emacs directory, which is inside the root directory. So let's get that done. So we are already in the Emacs directory. So what we need to do now is to touch to create the file called saving, because that's where we'll be writing the command to save. So touch saving. So that's to create that file. Okay, so we have created that file. We want to be sure if it's there. Let's ls that. So you see that saving is there. So we are going to echo, then the command to save a file, which is capital C space small letter X, then another capital C hyphen small s. Then that will be written into the file we created, which is saving. You get that? Saving. Alright, so that's that. So we are done with that. I press enter. So before let me just cut saving. So you see, this is what we wrote into this file, cx. Alright, so let's just go and check. Since we are done with this task, let's check saving. Check your code. Let's check if we are correct. Alright, it's all checked. So I'll close this and move to the next task. That will be task 3, which is cutting. What is the command to cut an entire line? And write that into this file, cutting. Okay, so what's that command? So we'll go to our terminal. I'll touch, create the file, which is cutting, create that file. Then after that, I'll echo the command. What's the command? That will be capital C hyphen small k. That's the Emacs command to cut a line. Then I'll save that into the file we created, which is cutting. Alright, save that into that file. Enter. I believe we should be done with that. So let's go back and check our code if we are correct. Us ticked, so we are correct. So I'll close this and move to the next task. The next task is pasting. What is the command to paste? Write the answer into this file. to this file called pasting. Alright, it is the command to paste. So go back to my terminal. I'll create the file called pasting. Yeah, touch pasting, touch to create a file, pasting. Let me just ls if to be sure that the file is there. Pasting, yeah, it has been created. So I write into that echo. Then what's the command to paste? That would be capital C hyphen small y, paste. Then that will be written into the file I created, which is pasting. That will be written into that, pasting. So let me just cut pasting to see that the file was, to see if it was, to let's check the content of our pasting. So you see why. So that's done. Let's go back to our project and check our code if we are correct. Start a new test. Of course, it's all ticked, so we are correct for this task. So I close this and move to the next one, which is searching. And let's read our question. What is the command to search forward? And write the answer into this directory, this file inside this directory. Alright, searching. So the file name will be searching. So we'll create a file using touch, and the file name will be what? Searching. Touch searching. And after creating that, we use echo to write into that. So what is the command to search forward? That will be capital C and small s. Capital C hyphen small s. That is the command to searching forward. So that will be written into the file we created, which is what? Searching. That will be written into searching. Alright, I believe we are done with that. So do that. Okay, let me just go and check my code if that's correct. Go to my project and check the code. So let's check. So it's all ticks, so that means we are correct. So I close this and move to the next task, and that will be undoing. What is the command to undo? Undo, and write the answer into the file undoing inside the directory Emacs, which is also inside the directory, the root directory. So I'll move to my terminal. I'll first create that file undoing, touch undoing to create the file. Then after that, let me just ls to be sure. Alright, look at it here, undoing. That file has been created, undoing. Alright, the next step is to echo. Echo was the command to undo. Capital C hyphen x. No, that will be small x. Then space u. That's the command to undo. So all that will be written into the file undoing. Alright, undoing. So press tab. So let me cut undoing to be sure that the content is correct. So you see that that's inside. So let me go back to the project and check my code if that is correct. So I click that, continue test. Alright, it's all checked. That means we are correct. I move down to the final task, which is quitting. What is the command to quit Emacs? And write the answer to this file, quitting. Alright, so I go back to my terminal. Of course, you can clear your terminal with by typing clear. Let me just, if I can do this here, but let me just leave this on touch quitting. That's to create the file. I think it's time to clear. I really need to clear this. So I've created the file. So let me ls. Okay, quitting, yeah, it has been created. So let us echo. Let's echo. What's the command to quit? That will be capital C hyphen X, another capital C, then hyphen small c. That is the command to quit Emacs. Alright. Yeah, I believe I'm not a big fan of Emacs. Though I understand some of this command, but I prefer VI. Alright, so that's an aside. So that's the command to quit Emacs. So we are going to write that into the file we created, which is quitting. Alright, that will be written into quitting. Okay, so if you cut, let's cut to check our content. Cut quitting. Alright, you see that is written into that. So we can go and check our code now. It's checking. Just a few seconds. So it's all checked. Congratulations, we are correct. So thank you so much. Again, like I said before when I started this video, ensure that you do most of these tasks yourself. Then if you experience any challenges, then you can watch this video for guidance, please, for guidance. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, you enjoy my content, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'll be dropping a lot of videos about this ALX program to help you break down concepts, to explain them so that you understand better. So please support my channel, like, share and subscribe. Alright, like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.